Welcome back. Reaction across the world from the U.S. launching Operation Midnight Hammer over the weekend, targeting 3 Iranian nuclear sites with several precision bunker buster strikes. Iran and Israel have been exchanging missile fire this morning. Iran is also threatening to close the Strait of Hormuz, a critical energy choke point where 20% of oil flows. Secretary of State Marco Rubio told me he would encourage China to stop Iran from shutting down those operations. Joining me now is the chairman and CEO of United Refining Company, Red Apple Group, also Gristedes and D'Agostino, she tried to say, supermarkets. John Catsimatidis back with us. John, great to see you. How are you doing? Good to have you this morning.
Thank you for having us.
I want to get your take on oil prices and how you expect prices to move this summer after all of this.
Right now, the oil prices are stable, and they've moved. They were down as low as $58, $59 about a couple months ago, and in the last, I guess, 10, 15, 20 days, they moved from the low 60s to 74, 75. They're stable this morning. The threats are coming in, but don't forget, 20% of the world's oil moves through the Strait of Hormuz, and a lot of it goes to China, and a lot of it is used by OPEC. I think the threat is just a threat. I don't think anything's going to happen. The prices are stable right now. I believe that once we have peace, you're going to blink your eyes and you're going to see $65 oil on the blink of the eye.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't look like Iran has many cards to play anymore after the strike over the weekend. But you do have summer heating gas up. You've got gas prices climbing. So you're going into the busy driving season, of course. What's your expectation for road trips and airline fares? And do you expect oil prices to keep bubbling higher?
I don't think the oil prices will go higher. I think they may come down once Iran has nothing to win. China, they need Iran's oil. They're not going to cut off Iran. Don't forget, China has made a lot of money. China gets the Iranian oil for 30 to 40% discount. They're buying it for nothing.
Wow.
Every time oil goes up, Russia celebrates, the OPEC nations celebrate. It's going to be stable at 75, but I believe once there's more stability in the world, it'll go back to between 60 and 65.
You also have to consider the fact that the Saudis are closer to President Trump than the Iranians. And so the Saudis may have put a statement out, which was sort of a statement that, we don't want to see, upset in the region, whatever they said, something like that. But it was a meek statement, and it was clear that the president has a real relationship with the leadership in Saudi. So if there was a need to put more oil on the market, there's that as well. I just want to point that out because it's something that has not been talked about in this whole conversation. But John, I want to get your take on tomorrow. New Yorkers are headed to the polls for the New York City mayoral primary election. Business leaders raising the red flag about the direction that New York could take if a progressive Democrat socialist is elected. And he's awfully close to Cuomo. Right now. For a while, Andrew Cuomo was winning, and now it looks like his opponent is coming up real close to him, and he's a socialist. You've warned anti-business policies could force you to shut down Gristedes supermarket.
Well, there's no point in running it if the Z-Man is going to be giving it away in his supermarkets. That was the joke that we've been saying. But the fact is, Bill Clinton endorsed Andrew Cuomo yesterday, and that's a big endorsement, and Bloomberg endorsed him. I think the people of New York City are starting to believe that Andrew Cuomo is the best bet for the Democratic Party, other than some of those crazies that are running.
So what kind of policies do you expect to come out of a Cuomo administration in New York City?
Well, Cuomo is still going to be under the thumb of New York State on Governor Hochul and the Assembly and the State Senate and the City Council. So the mayor of New York has a lot of problems to overcome. That's why Eric Adams, I think, is still viable, because Eric Adams, and what I said to Eric Adams is, if Albany doesn't help you, Washington will. And the intent is that President Trump wants New York to be cleaned up. President Trump wants no crime in New York. He's sent over Tom Homan, and they're cleaning up the streets in New York from the criminals, and the criminals are running scared. So I see good things happening in New York City. You know, President Trump, God saved America, saved the free world, and God is going to save New York.
Well, I mean, it's a good point. It does feel better. It feels better to me as well, but I would attribute that to the border being closed, John.
That helps. That helps a great deal.
Yeah,
but
a lot.
The one more thing I want to say, Maria, Canada is our secret weapon. I had the Minister of Energy on my show from Ontario the other day, and Stephen Lecce, and Canada, between Canada and the United States, we are the biggest oil reserves in the world. We make the rest of the world look tiny. And if we work out the right deal and get the right pipelines in from Canada and the United States, we are self-sufficient. We don't need anybody.
President Trump has been trying to do that, by the way. But John, on this policy question of New York, we're going to know who the Democrat candidate is tomorrow. And do you think that the Democrat candidate likely wins in November?
I think if once the Democratic candidate is picked, and I do believe it's going to be Cuomo, and then you have Eric Adams having a big announcement on Thursday, I understand, that I think it's going to be 50-50 between Eric Adams and Andrew Cuomo.
All right, 50-50. And Adams has decided to run as an independent.
Yes, so John Lindsay did, and he won.
John, thank you. Great to talk with you.
Thank you, Maria.